Namaste. Well, I just want to make a quick video while the subject is on my mind and I have the energy for it. Every single relationship I have ever had in my whole life, beginning with my birth family and on from there, has come to this crossroads, this junction, this pass that I am dedicated fully to the spiritual life and the path of sadhana and so on. But they're not. And so, whatever is the thing that brought us together or that we have in common, no matter what it is, whether it's being a family member or going to the same school or an interest in music or this or that, spiritual path or whatever, that's limited. That's one-dimensional. But we are not limited. Human beings are multidimensional. And specifically, I have an interest in the, far reaches of the esoteric spiritual path. I'm watching the sunrise, by the way. It's very beautiful. And after the limited interest is over, I want to be able to commune and communicate and have fellowship on the unlimited basis. The knowledge of the infinite. That is spiritual life. So pretty much everybody I meet, with only a handful of exceptions, comes up to this crossroad and they turn out to be a fraud, a phony. They're not fully dedicated. They may say they are, and they often do. That's how we get into a relationship in the first place. Oh yes, I'm really interested in meditation. And then you get to know them and you find that they don't really do any meditation or yoga or study scriptures. Or if they do, it's only one, It's very narrow, very limited. And at that point, I lose interest. I'm like, I want a full partner. I want somebody who's on my level. I don't want to be always talking down. I don't want to be always having to explain like the simplest things. In other words, I get bored. But why shouldn't I? I have put in the hours on the cushion. I have put in the years serving in the temples. I have put in the thousands of hours studying esoteric literatures. And I've done the sadhana. I've done the austerities. I'm doing them right now. I'm sitting on the floor in half lotus posture to give this video. So, when people treat it very lightly, as if I'm just another internet guru, and they ask for initiation online and stupid stuff like this. And that's such a noob thing, man. I want to have a mature spiritual conversation based on a broad background of spiritual knowledge and culture. I can segue from, existentialism to nuclear physics to Vedanta, to Chinese Buddhist meditation, to Tantra, to whatever, effortlessly. Because I have the background and I have the experience. I'm not talking from stuff I have read in books. I'm talking from my experience. And that's what makes the difference. That's why these guys who teach in organizations can't have the same level of insight, because they have to spend so much time interfacing with the organization, fulfilling whatever their organizational role is. I don't have that burden. I am free. And I invest all my time and energy when I'm not making videos in preparing to make videos. In other words, getting myself in shape. The last few days I've been on a Hatha Yoga intensive, getting ready to do some instructional videos on how to prepare for Qigong practice, which, knowing you guys, I mean, as far as I can tell from the comments on the channel, nobody will practice. Nobody will do. But see, I do it because I get the benefit. If I have to prepare, let's say, a selection from the scriptures, a few shlokas or whatever, mantras or, for a video, I take extra time and I go extra deep into it. And I do the background research and any quotes that are in the commentary, or I look them up, Do any of you do that? You probably haven't even downloaded the source text from the video comments, the video description. So, I have like 1 or 2 people who correspond with me regularly, who I can talk with on an equal level. I'm going to try to record one of these conversations and post it here so that you can understand what I'm talking about. And this is why I get fed up with the channel, because people are not responding on the level that I need to feel like we have a relationship. Are you getting it? Can you feed it back to me? Can you describe it in your own words? And most of all, have you experienced anything? What was it? How do you explain it? What happened? You see, this is like missing for me in my life. I haven't found anyone who's willing to dedicate fully to the spiritual path and be in a relationship, So, and when I say the spiritual path, I mean all of it. Not one specific branch or sect or cult, but everything. See, a good theory, a good model will explain everything. And the model that we have found, drawn from the Upanishads, is the 4 states of consciousness. Here they are, for the millionth time. But does anybody talk about this stuff in the comments? Does anybody feed back the understanding that we're getting from the Upanishads so that I can check it off and say, oh yeah, he got it? No, it's like missing. I don't know. There's a gap. There's a vacuum. There's a space where there should be a fullness, fullness of understanding. If you're doing your homework, if you're actually applying these instructions in your meditation. See, every mantra in the Upanishads is a meditation instruction. Some noob made a comment that, why don't you give any practical instructions? What is he talking about? Every single mantra is a meditation instruction. Every single word of Shankara's commentaries. And this guy is supposed to be a spiritual teacher. He's not getting it. You're probably not getting it. Like there's this one guy in Europe who keeps writing me with all these completely off-the-wall questions where he tries to apply Western logic to Eastern spiritual concepts, and then he comes to some conclusion and he wants me to verify it. which of course I can't even verify the question or the assumptions that he's making. I can't approve the conclusion because it's totally bogus. So he's led astray by logic. And I mean, this applies to so many of you, that you only have training in mundane logic. You don't know the transcendental calculus. So this is why I get fed up with the channel. And this is why I think you need a totally simple path like Qigong, because you're not getting the Upanishads. Or if you are, you're keeping it a deep, dark secret. You're keeping a secret from me. I don't see in the comments any indication that anybody's getting it. Only in the conversations that I have in real life with, like I say, a handful of people, you know. And should I put in all this work on the channel and neglect taking care of my body and health and stuff just for this lack of understanding and feedback? You know, I don't think so. You know, it's not rewarding enough. You know, I'm not getting paid for this. I'm doing it, like I said, for my own edification. And while I'm at it, I make a video, you know. So, you know, like I've already read the rest of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Has anybody else? You know, this is why I get fed up. So, all right, I'm going to stop talking now. And the next step is up to you.